Good morning. Oh yeah, I'm in church, sitting in the drum booth, wearing my Kiss t-shirt. I want to talk about this for a minute because I know people may be, making judgments simply off of a t-shirt, which is odd in itself. But, I've followed this band since the 70s, a long time. But what I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to get to some scripture in a minute, is why. Look, the Kiss music is not why I followed Kiss. I mean, yeah, I've listened to it, but let's face it, their early stuff was mostly over sexualized and aimed toward adolescent, young males. You've seen one Kiss concert, and I've seen many, and the showmanship's wonderful, but you've pretty much seen them all. So why, after all these years, do I consider myself not a Kiss fan, but a Kisstorian, as we like to say? Well, it comes back to how I was first introduced to the band. We moved from Montgomery, my hometown in Alabama, to a little suburb, Millbrook North, in the summer of '78. So knew no one, moved into this new neighborhood, and the first two friends that I made, Jamie and Mark, lived on opposite sides of the subdivision where I lived, probably equal distance from my house in opposite directions. And we were in the same neighborhood, but other than that, Mark and Jamie didn't have a whole lot in common that I could see at first. When we got to school, I found out, they really didn't hang in the same crowds. But one thing they had in common, when I walked into their homes, the first time I met them and we would start playing together and being friends, they both had Kiss posters everywhere. They both had the album collections, and they listened to this weird band with a makeup that was kind of scary. And I grew up in a good Christian home, and so did they. But it was just not something that I was familiar with. Heard of them, but not a fan. I wanted to make new friends. And so the more I hung out with them, we played the albums, the music connected us together. Both me and Jamie, and me and Mark. And we're lifelong friends. And time goes on, and I joined the Navy after high school and really never lived back in Alabama for any length of time, visit my folks and my family. I try to keep in touch with Mark and Jamie, long distance, Facebook as I can. But even without seeing them regularly, without having them as part of my everyday life, and we don't go out to dinner, we're not in the same state, but we're connected by the music that brought us together. And it's something that we could sit around and bond over and sing and dance and act up and just have a good time. It could have been any music. It could have been the Eagles. It could have been anything. But it was Kiss. So now when I wear a Kiss t-shirt or I think about the music, I hear a song, I think of Jamie and Mark. And I guess there's some kind of psychology behind that where as long as I was a Kiss fan, I was still connected to my hometown friends, even though I had left and was traveling the world in the Navy. I believe God created us for relationships. It's biblical. I know it's in there. I've been reading through the Proverbs and the Psalms during this time of isolation of COVID-19. And there's Psalm 27, right? Iron sharpens iron, as one person sharpens another. I believe Mark and Jamie and other of my close friends growing up sharpened me. It had an effect on me and taught me very important things about life and about dedication and friendship. There's Proverbs 17:17. Friends love all the time, yet brothers are born for a time of adversity. I'm not around Mark and Jamie now. We don't talk that often. But I know if I needed them, they'd be there. And they know I'm there for them. We need each other now. There are people in your life that haven't heard from you in a while. Childhood friends, family, the people right next door. Call them up. Let's not be isolated. Draw on the ties that bind, right? Love each other. all the time. Be a brother or sister to another in this time of adversity. And to paraphrase a Kiss song inappropriately, do it with a little pep in your step, right? If you got to strut a little bit, spiritual strut, right? Claim what's important. Claim what gives you affirmation that knows that you are right with God, and do what God's calling you to do and be a friend. Don't let anyone be alone, and don't isolate yourself. I'll end with probably the most famous intro to any Kiss song from the aforementioned Strutter.